Hello everyone, welcome back. Hopefully you've taken your midterm. If not, email me, let me know so we can get that working for you. So we're going to talk about something fun this week. This is musical theater. So this is the thing that you probably think of the most when you think of theater is musical theater. All the musicals like Wicked, that movie's coming out, Lion King, Funny Girl, Aladdin, Book of Mormon, Six, Beetlejuice, all the things you see are Moulin Rouge, Sound of Music, right? Oklahoma, old ones like that. So let's talk about it. Musical theater, as we know it today, wasn't really a medium and art form until the late 19th century. So before that, we had opera, we had operettas, which is an offshoot of opera, we had burlesque, vaudeville, variety shows, and Broadway revues. And then finally, all of that led to the form that we know today as musical theater, the structure of it. So let's start with the background of it, opera. Probably heard of opera before, probably haven't seen one, maybe you have, maybe clips. So opera is similar to musical theater in that there is music. The characters tell a story via song, singing songs. There's orchestras, and so opera is very much the kind of root of musical theater. Opera incorporates a number of performing arts, just like musical theater, like acting, scenery, costume, dance, as you can see here. Look at the sheer amount of people on stage. Opera is a little more grand, typically, than musical theater. Musical theater tells different stories. You can just look at the sheer number of people on stage. The costumes are very extravagant. They usually have bigger budgets in operas as well. So opera originated in Italy at the end of the 16th century. So it's been around for a very long time, even Shakespeare's time. Before opera, there were plays, Greek plays, Shakespeare, those kinds of things. And sure, they maybe had music in them, but they weren't. The story wasn't predominantly told via song, which is the big difference what opera started doing. Jacopo Peri's Daphne was probably known as the first opera. It was produced in Florence in 1598, so right at the end of the 16th century. And then it became a predominant medium for storytelling throughout Europe and England from the 1600s on. So some just very simple terminology. Arias is a melodic solo, so that's what you hear the most of when you think about opera, is these solos, these big vibrato voices. Of course, there's duets, trios, quartets, choruses. Operatic stories use mythology, history, so they're very big, broad stories being told. Comic opera, known as opera buffa, so there's also comic operas, not always just serious ones. And the composers of operas are names that you know from just classical music, symphonies. You have Mozart, Scarlatti, Wagner, Verdi, and Puccini. See, Giacomo Puccini, very Italian name. So watch the opera in the video, or the aria from an opera in the video, and we'll see you in